Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for is now here.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Get him, Poppy.
Now, rocking with
DZ the Incredible.
You got it locked into Live and Direct with Josh Shooter DZ the Incredible. Thank you all for tuning in. And before we get into it, I just want to remind you that Live and Direct is brought to you by Mac Joe's Cookie Treats and Sweets, who bake up the most delicious decorated and specialty cookies and cinnamon rolls in the Bahamas. Make sure you check out their Facebook page at Mac Joe's Cookie Treats and Sweets. All right, now we're gonna get into it. We got our special guest in the building, Miss Averia Rolle. I called your name right?
No, sorry.
Okay, correct me.
Averia.
Averia.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So, you are the next rising gospel star in the Bahamas. That's what I heard.
So they're saying. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. And introduce us to this young man that you brought to the show with you today.
Well, with me I have Carl McClown, my event planner, and also my brother.
Yes, and he's going to be a future guest on the show, by the way, too, because if you look at some of the most, how can I put this, well-dressed people in the Bahamas, this young man has been behind most of those designs. So he's going to be a future guest on Live and Direct. But today we're going to be focusing on his sister, Averia, who I said is the next rising gospel star in the Bahamas. So when did you find out that you could sing, that you had that voice?
Well, I would say probably when I started the praise team at my church back in like 2001. Mm-hmm. Before then, I didn't really think I could sing. Yeah.
What church praise team is that?
The Great Cornerstone Church of God.
Shout out to the Great Cornerstone Church of God.
Yes.
Okay, so that's when you found out that you had the gift of singing.
Yeah, I was always the background person, but they gave me a song to lead, and after that it was like, okay, there was something there.
Okay, so what was that? What was that experience like the first time that you led a song in your praise and worship group?
It was, to be honest, it was more like fair. But once once the presence of God, basically took control, I didn't even realize that I was singing and I was there. It was just like natural. It felt like breathing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you never performed publicly before you?
No, it was always in the shower or at home. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, so you were one of those, what do they call it? You were like a closet star.
Yes,
that's what they would call it. You sing everywhere but in public.
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
So you can remember that first song you led? You remember the name of that song?
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns.
Okay.
By Helen Baylor.
Okay.
Yeah. And
when that praise and worship session was done, like what was the feeling that you had after
It was crazy because the whole atmosphere just went crazy. Like I don't even think we moved from there afterwards. Like it broke out into like an all-out worship. The thing is, I know God probably was moving. The current went off and you could hear the sounds of worship everywhere throughout Beantown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say would be a favorite song of yours, like right now, like the one song that you find yourself singing all the time, even when you're by yourself, or the song is always ringing in your mind? What would be that one song that you call your favorite song, your go-to song right now?
I would say Reckless Love by Stephanie Frizzle. Yeah.
Okay. Then you said Reckless Love.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, because you know that Israel Horton just brought out a song with the same title.
Yeah, it's actually not his song. He just did a cover for it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But the original writer, yeah.
Awesome. So after that first time performing in public, which would have been at your church on your praise team, what was your next step after that?
Well, things went quiet after that because I was still shy, still am today. But I was told to go and get a few tips and training from the great minister Nadine Moss. And that's where I went, and I did some training with her. And after that, it was like, yeah.
Yeah, man, shout out to Nadine and Alvin. You know, they up there in Atlanta now.
Yes.
You know, I know them. They we used to go to the same church, so you know, I've known them for years, and she's an amazing vocalist.
Yes.
Amazing vocalist. So, tell us about all of the performances that came over time for you, singing out in front of people. And
well, after that, I got invited to One Night with the King. That's Stephen Sands. And from then the performances just kept coming. I got to travel to Georgia, Abaco, throughout the Bahamas, just doing what I love doing, and it's been amazing.
So what would you say has been your most memorable performance up to now?
I would say just I think I would say a week. I think it was not last week but the week before at One Direction Kingdom Ministries. Like, whoa, like it was crazy. It was crazy.
What made it so memorable for you?
Like the fact that God's presence just moved, like the atmosphere totally just like shifted, and it was like it left me speechless because I wasn't feeling 100%. But I guess when you have God in the midst of it, like He just does what He has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to have your pick of all of the gospel artists that we have here in the Bahamas, who would be a few gospel artists that you would put like on your bucket list? Like, I definitely want to work with these people or sing with them, record with them, tour with them. Who would they be?
Well, I would say Shabak. I am actually a part of Shabak at this time. Olsen Jadort. You have Anna
Khalid.
Yes, yeah. Amazing. I also love what's the name? Davian Chase. He is an amazing worshiper. And also I love Denzel Rowe and Friends. They're just amazing.
Yeah, and they would be the ones that you would like to work with.
Yes.
In the future. Okay, so what would you say is, as a singer and even now as a recording artist, which we're going to talk about in a few, what would you say like is your biggest inspiration to do what you're doing? His
presence, just to lead people to a place they've never been before. It's incredible, and to see that people's lives are changed, and when you hear them come back and say, hey, what you sang, it actually, you don't know what I was going through, and it actually did something for me. And just to see that his inspiration through the songs that he gives me is actually changing and touching lives. It's really a big and great inspiration.
Okay. How are we looking at time? Are we looking time? 10 minutes? Okay. So I need to talk a little bit more before I go to the music break then. Another 2 minutes? Okay. I'm trying to think of a question because I don't want to pull everything from what we're about to do after the break. Okay, I know. Okay, so I know you mentioned traveling earlier. Tell us a little bit about that experience, being able to travel and minister abroad outside of Nassau.
Well, it was great. We went to Grace in in LaGrange, Georgia. We had an opportunity to minister to a mixed crowd. It was awesome, because sometimes when you go to certain crowds, they don't really get you. But it was great. A lot of lives were changed, and we obviously did something amazing, because they have been asking us to come, and we went back more than once, and we're going again this year, which is awesome. So yeah, it's been a great experience. And then traveling to the Family Islands, that was amazing. We went back like I think about 3 years, in Sandy Point, Abaco, down at Pastor Robert's church. It was incredible.
Okay. Now I know we've been talking about all of the singing. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take our famous live and direct music break, and I'm gonna give the audience a chance to experience an Averia Rolle performance. We'll be right back.
To dive right ever deeper to where I've never been. I want to be close to you, Jesus. I want to be close to you, in your presence. I want to daily live. I want to be close to you, Jesus. I want to be close to you, Jesus. blessed Lord, to the cross where thou hast died. Draw me nearer, blessed Lord. Wanna be just like you.
right, we just checked out the sounds of Averia Rolle, man. Amazing, amazing vocalist.
Yes, sir.
So, let's now talk about your venture into now becoming a recording artist. Now, what pushed you? What pushed you to do that?
Well, we did a recording. I recorded back in, I think it was 2013 or 2014.
Okay.
And since then, we just went quiet because we always had this thing like, what if people wouldn't react the way you would love them to react in regards to the songs? So we totally just went quiet and disappeared off the scene, aside from ministering at other places. And then it got to a point where as we were like, we have 16 songs on our belt, and like somebody has to hear what like God is doing.
16 songs that you have recorded.
Out of the 16, we're in the process of recording 8 of them.
Okay. All right. So that was just 16 songs that you had written.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're now basically ready to release 8 of those into the atmosphere, because is we can't run any longer from what God has called us to do. So yeah.
Okay. Now you keep saying we. So let us know who was we.
Yes, we is it's the official band's name. It's called Heartbeat Worship Band. It's made of me and my 3 band members. On keys, Desmond Williamson. On drums, Ashkan Roll, and percussion and sound effects is Malik Williams. So yeah, it's us. This is our project that we're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about when we listen to your recorded material. What kind of sound can we look forward to hearing? Is it more of a bahamian rake and scrape? Is it contemporary gospel? Any urban sound? What can we look forward to hearing when we listen to your recorded material?
I would say between contemporary gospel and contemporary Christian and gospel. Somebody told me a few weeks ago, like they see me as somebody that writes as a contemporary Christian artist, but when I sing, I put a gospel feel to it. So yeah, we're in between that, whereas you've never really heard it before. So trust me, it's gonna be mind-blowing.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to hearing it now, especially with you being a new recording artist. So tell me a little bit about people that you worked with as far as producing, recording, stuff like that.
Well, you have Nevado Dean. He lives in Canada, but he is born and raised in the Bahamas. He's really awesome. And then you have Real Time Studios with Neil. Amazing. I've also worked with Brett Blackman, and also Mr. Knight from Atlanta, Georgia. So they've really been incredible in helping me to get where I should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that you said that you written some songs for a while that have been on the shelf for a while. Now the stuff that you, between that stuff and the stuff that you have written now and produced now, like what would be your most favorite song out of all of those?
My most favorite song, I wouldn't say there's one. I would say there's 2. There's one called When I Was Sinking, and then I have My Soul Sinks. Those 2 are probably my most favorite, because it basically expresses my personal love for God and where He found me, and because of where He found me and how He brought me from where I used to be to now, how I express myself to Him. So yeah, those 2 are my favorite.
So the music thing, is this something that you want to do or see yourself doing full time? Are you pursuing a full time career as a recording artist and musician?
that's where I'm headed. Like, that's what I want to do. I could be on the job, I could be at work, and worship begins. I could be walking. My co-workers can tell you I could be walking, and I start singing the words. He just start bringing in the words, and I just go, and I'll get on the phone. I'll call my piano player, and I'll be like, dude, this is what I'm hearing. Go to the piano right now, and just put something to it. Like, basically every week, he's like pouring into me, and it's like, I breathe it. I go home. I can't sleep sometimes. I wake up in the middle of the night. I hear the Holy Spirit just pouring, and it's hard to not want to do it every day. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to doing. Every chance I get, going around the world, just sharing and leading people into worship.
And what has been like, because I know that in the field of entertainment, like no matter what sector you're in, gospel, secular, whatever you're doing, TV, radio, there are always challenges that you will gotta face. What have been some of your challenges?
I would say some of my challenges sometimes, I would say when you can go to an event and then, like, because you're not that much of a big name, people heard you before, but they totally would forget you are there, and then it'll be over it, and you'll be like, well, I was here, and then you'll be like, oh, well, yeah. So sometimes it's been a big disappointment because we had more band members, and because of that, some people left because they're like, nobody probably really into our style, because we, like I say, we are totally different from your average regular gospel bahamian artists. So our style is a bit of a like the heartbeat. I would say the heartbeat of heaven in a way. It'll take you there. So yeah.
Because as you talk now, I get more and more curious to hear your new body of work, which I know you can't give it to us right now because it's still in the processes, but I'm sure that even the people that are viewing right now and listening, that they are pretty interested now in hearing, exactly what it is that you're going to be bringing to the table as a gospel artist. Now, I heard that there's going to be a big gospel single or album release coming up.
We're releasing 8 of our songs on May 6th at 7:30 p.m. at the Southland Church of God. So yeah, we're about to give them just a taste of what's God, basically what God has been doing in our life as a band. We want to take the people that night to behind, past the outer chords, past the inner chords, into the holies of holies. It's gonna be phenomenal.
And I know you said that Cardell is your event planner, so I'm gonna let him dive deeper into what we're about to get into. So I'm gonna pass the mic to him for a minute, and I'm gonna let you, Cardell, tell everybody, exactly the deeper details of this album release concert that's coming up.
So it's called The Call, Our Response. So definitely that's the atmosphere that you're entering. As Averia said, it's a deeper relationship, a call to respond with a new yes, and to release a new song in the atmosphere, especially within the church community, because we've been hearing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's time to introduce the body of Christ to something refreshing and new and authentic. And so Sunday, May 6, 2018 at the Southland Church of God, Soldier Road, at 7:30 sharp, we're starting sharp. We're going to release this new wave. We're gonna have someone live painting by Andrew Knowles while the worship is going on. Definitely we're going to bring the atmosphere through the decor, which is very unique. We have some special guest artists, backup vocalists, inspirators in between, intercessors. So we're coming for dynamic, we're coming to be renewed, restored, all of that. Tickets are available. Tickets are available in Palmdale, the 100 bookstore, gift store, there in the Palmdale Mall Center, and also in Marathon Mall. They're located there as well. And that's $15. They're there already. And we're looking for a great time. Yeah, definitely an experience to remember. It's all about experience. We call it the night of worship, not necessarily a concert. We're raising funds, but we're seeking God. We're lifting Him higher. And He said, if I be lifted up, He'll draw all men. So definitely come, worship leaders, worship groups, all of those persons that are even seeking just their call in life. This is your time to come. Yeah.
Right. So who are, if you can tell us, who are some of the guest artists that you're expecting?
Are we ready to release it? Definitely we're gonna, because she's a permanent part of Shabak. So definitely they'll be in the building in a different and unique way. Definitely we have Wardell McClam, we have Reverend Patricia Clark Roll, then we have Jillian Dean, spoken word. We have Victor Johnson on the bass as a guest, Tanika Miller, piano player, and our special guest is Oslin Jadot. He just released an album, powerful at Golden Gates Assembly Church, and so definitely those are a few that we'll have some things signed on later on. But for now, we want everyone to get their spirit ready, get it right, come in the mind frame to worship, because we go right into it, and definitely a dynamic time planned.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's going to be an amazing night, and it's only $15. That's chump change. I'm going to use that expression, chump change for the quality of work and what you're going to experience that night. So make sure that you definitely be there. And support Averia Rolle in her efforts. She's the next rising star of gospel here in the Bahamas. Now I can give her the mic back so we can talk a little bit more. So, there's something that I like to put my artists through when they come on my show, right? I call it the top 6. Where I'll ask you to name your top 6 artists, favorite artists of all time. They could be from any genre, but 3 of them have to be Bahamian.
3 of them have to be Bahamian?
Yeah.
So I'll start. I can start with Nadine Moss, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Minister Nadine Moss. I love her. I would say Olsen Jadort. I just love how he worships. And I love Anna
Khalid.
She's amazing. And aside from them, I would say Stephanie Frizzle, Gritzinger, that's her last name, sorry, Kim Walker, and to mix it up a little bit, I would say Alicia Keys. Okay. And what with the last 3 people that you named as part of your top 6, what is it about those artists that kind of resonates with you and makes them like your favorite? Well, I would say Stephanie Frizzle. I just love her heart and her openness to worship. She's a worship leader at Bethel. Her style of it, she doesn't hold anything back. She just leaves it right there, and how she takes people in. And then Kim Walker, her approach to every song, I would say it would start like a calm sea, goes up until the waves start coming, and it turns into a total tsunami. That's just how it is. And then by the time she's done, you're like totally all the way in. And then I just love Alicia Keys' style of writing, and her sound. Basically, it's really soulful. I love it. Being listening to her from that time. Yeah. Basically.
All right, so everybody that's tuning in, make sure that May 6th you're at where? Southland Church of God?
Southland.
What time is it starting?
7:30.
7:30. Tickets are $15. Make sure that you are there. Now, you've been tuned in to Live and Direct with yours truly, DC the Incredible. My guest, Averia Rolle, Cardell McClam. And don't forget, Live and Direct is being brought to you by Mac Joe's Cookie Treats and Sweets, who bake up the most delicious decorated and specialty cookies in the Bahamas, and cinnamon rolls. So make sure you check out the page, Mac Joe's Cookie Treats and Sweets, or you can give them a call at 466-3176. And actually, I have some of their work here with me in honor of Marvel's Black Panther movie, and I'm going to give this to my special guest right now. Thank you for being a part of the show. And until next time, we got to get the hell out of here.